Hello and welcome to week 2 of Lent. And you've been praying for your friends, you've been using your prayer jar, you've been praying for your family, you've been praying as a family. And you might be asking, am I even doing this right? How do you even pray? What's the right way to do it? And I have some good news for you. There's no right way. There's also no wrong way. So some people really like to pray with their friends out loud. Some people like to pray all at the same time as their friends. Some people pray silently. Some people are just thinking quietly on their own, praying to God by themselves. But the beauty is that there's no wrong way for you to do this. It's just part of a conversation that you have with God. So I wanted to give you an example of one way that we can pray, and this is how Jesus taught us to do it in Matthew chapter 6, verse 6. But when you pray, go to your room, close the door, and pray to your Father who is unseen. Then your Father who sees what is done in secret will reward you. And just a few verses down, Jesus gives us the words that we get to pray. And he says, Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us today our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we have also forgiven our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. And you might have heard it finish out, for thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Now this is just one example of how we can pray, but this is a way that we can do it when we don't have words of our own. Or when we're feeling like we really need to pray and talk to God, we just don't know what to say. And so Jesus has given us these words. And in fact, Jesus has been a really good example to us of how we can pray, whether that be with other people or when we're really tired and need a break and we need something really quiet. And so Jesus has shown us that sometimes he would have to go off and pray by himself, so he would have a moment to talk to God and connect with God without worrying about all of the other things his friends are saying. So this week I want to challenge you. How do you pray that feels the most comfortable to you? How do you pray in a way that you can have a good conversation with God and tell God all the things that are happening in your life and know that God heard you? So for me, the way that I find that I pray the best is when I am just sitting in quiet and I'm hearing what God has to say to me and I am able to respond by myself in a room, so that way I know that I'm not getting distracted by the things around me. So that's just one example of how you can pray on your own. And this is week 2. We still have quite a few weeks left of Lent where we're learning about prayer and how we do it and why it's so important to us. So join us next week for week 3 when we talk about who we should pray for and why it's so important that we should pray for people. So we will see you then, and have a good rest of your week.